We are about to witness the biggest update in AI video history. Cedense is about to release Seedance 2.5. It will be launching early July. In today's video, I will walk you through everything we know so far about Seedance 2.5, and we will also have a close look at Seedance 2.0 4K to see if that is worth spending your money on. First, let's talk about Seedance 2.5. Generally speaking, all the hype aside, this is the most impressive model I've seen so far. And I know like a lot of YouTubers are like really over-exaggerating when they say this. But if I tell you that it's literally like almost 3 a.m. right now, and I'm still sitting here trying to record this video, then that speaks for itself. So let's go over everything we know so far. What you're seeing right now has been generated by Seedance 2.5. And what this model has is 30-second native AI video generation. So no longer we're limited to 15 seconds or 20 seconds. Now you can finally generate 30-second videos, which is huge. On top of that, as you can see here, we can now add up to 50 different references in our video, which is crazy. Like this means that you can add in not only images, videos, audio, and all of that, but probably, and what I'm expecting is that we can even add in like characters or like products, like all these kind of like different elements. So what this will become is like your whole different studio where you generate everything to make a whole campaign or like an entire movie. We're gonna reach that level now. Besides that, it's rumored to have native 4K resolution. Right now with Cedense, we just got Seedance 2.0 4K, which is also looking really good, which we will be looking at later in this video. The other thing that looks really cool is this part. So take a look at this pigeon. It transforms by editing it into a paper airplane. Throughout this video, it's dropping like a few different hints at advanced editing capabilities. Like here, we have changed the background. Then we're changing the Eiffel Tower here, and we're getting like rocket boosters on the Eiffel Tower. It all means that like they're drawing these boxes around these things. And what I mean that is, like even if you look at this guy right here, they're drawing this box. That means you can modify or edit that character into anything that you want. So in this case, they're making him into a cartoon. Now, that is pretty cool right there, right? But they're taking it like one step further, where even the audio, all the motions, the emotions, even like this angle, like it's pretty sick to me. Like this is a shot I would say we could already or have seen already. But like all in all, these transitions, the consistency in the world, like what the hell is going on here? Like this looks super cool. And if we look at this interface, then we can see right here that we have like a huge list of our references or all the things that we've used. And it seems that that is the direction that we're going into, where we can now like store everything in one place and no longer have to do like one scene by the next scene by the next scene, which is quite annoying and time consuming, but that's all that we're used to right now. So I cannot play the full trailer for you, but I will leave a link to this full trailer in the description down below. And supposedly this is launching early July. I'm hoping it's actually as good as they're showing in this trailer. And I don't hope that they do the same with what they did with Seedance 2, because that would suck if you get like a lot of guardrails right away. But of course, as we know last time, we know that can happen. So unfortunately, we cannot try Seedance 2.5 yet. But luckily, we do have a new model that is Seedance 2 4K. Now let me actually show you what you can make with this. I will also be breaking down some of the best practices on how you can best prompt for this, and I will break down the pricing of this. I'm gonna tell you right now, it will be expensive. But let's start off with a few tests that are image to video. So in this first test, we are using an advanced prompt. Like this is a complex prompt, a timeline prompt where we describe what's happening on each shot. And in this case, I don't have any references as this text to video. So let me show you how good this is. Sorry, I apologize to that creature, but I had to do it. Either way, to me, it looks really sharp. And that is the benefit of having 4K. The big question is it like actual 4K or is it like upscaled? That's the thing that we need to figure out. But so far, so good. Let's try another example. And this time I'm going for macro shots. So here's the next example. The level of sharpness and the level of detail, especially at that little monkey, even with like the little hairs and the water drops on his fur, that's insane. Like, to me, this is super, super sharp. By the way, if you want to see like all the prompts and everything I've used, I will leave a link in my school community. Literally, you can just use all of my prompts like this, and you can make your own MD file with that. So you can copy my structure and see how I prompt. Now, let me show you some image to video examples. So I've got these 3 for you, and I've generated those in Higgsfield right here. So I've just added in a character sheet of this guy as a reference, and I've added in this background of the kind of like translucent kind of like world. What you want to make sure of when you put in these images is that they're of the highest quality possible. One tip that I want to give you, if you want to make something like this, then I would recommend using Soul Cinema. Even though you might think like you would use GPT Image 2, this model is super cheap, it is really high quality, and it has some really unique shots. So that's what I use for most of these input references. Now, if we go back to the video, then we can see again, we're using one of the advanced prompts here, where we are describing like what's happening in each shot at each moment. This is like a timeline prompt, and I'm also including like what's happening. The key thing that I want to mention is that you want to be using a lot of detail in your prompt. So as you can see, I'm using a real film camera look, anamorphic lenses, cinematic shallow depth of field, natural motion blur, even including like the lens type, all of that. Of course, that's quite hard to write, so use something like Claude for that. You can literally reverse engineer my prompts. If you just put them into Claude, ask it to make an MD file based on these prompts, then you get your own MD file. So if we take a look at this result, then we have this. I mean, that's just insane. Like the level of quality, the sharpness, like everything to it looks really, really good. Like this close-up as well. The motion is good. We don't have much morphing. Like this is super usable. Let's go over to the next example. For the next example, I have this guy as my main character. Then I have these giant tortoises and a few smaller ones. And after generating my prompt, we got this. I would say the movements here are a bit finicky, but in terms of quality and sharpness, I really, really like this. The last example that I want to share with you is this girl that I animated. She's swimming underwater. This time I used a bit of a simpler prompt. It's one continuous unbroken shot. So let's play it. Cedense did not agree at all to make this one continuous take, but I'm not mad at it because the level of detail and the sharpness, just look at this close-up. Like the skin texture, the lighting, looks insane to me. The real question that you might have is 4K worth it? Now to answer that, we're gonna compare this to 720p, 1080p, and then lastly 4K. First, let's go over the pricing of this, because here's where it gets a little bit crazy, because Cedense 4K is currently, with a 15-second video, 330 credits. That comes down to roughly about $10 to $12. Like it's insane. Like there's nothing I can say to soften that. Like it is really, really crazy. If you compare that to 1080p, then you pay 135 credits. Then if we compare it to 720p, then it's 68 credits. Maybe you want to wait and spend your credits on Seedance 2.5 instead of this 4K version, because I'm waiting for prices to go down because this is just a bit too much. It also made me wonder, like, if you would actually notice the 4K. To see if it's actually worth it, I've put together this test where we're comparing 720p to 1080p to 4K. So for this second test, I gave every generation the same start frame and the same prompt. For the first test, it was text to video. So let's start off with the first test at 720p. To show you the difference real quick, I want to show you this. If you look at the file size on my monitor, this is 720p. This 1080p, this is 4K. There you know the difference in terms of resolution. Now let's actually take a look at the quality and the sharpness. Let's start off with 720p. I mean, it's not bad. Like it's genuinely not bad, especially at part of the slow motion. The main thing is indeed once you start like increasing your image, then it becomes harder because that's the part where like if you want to export this in 1080p or in 4K or you want to put it on YouTube, that's where you will note this difference. Now let's take a look at 1080p. Like really good. Like I think this is still worth the credits. Then let's go 4K. I mean, definitely in terms of the detail and the sharpness, I would say like right here, this is a little bit sharper. Also here, when the firefly is flying around, I would say we have more detail. So yeah, obviously it is better. Is it worth it? I'm still not entirely sure. Let's go to the second test. I mean, that's not bad. With this 1080p version, when I downloaded this, I literally thought there was something wrong. If we look at this video, it feels like there's a bit too much like buffering going on. Like it seemed like the bitrate was off or something. But in terms of sharpness and detail and all of that, like on the Raptor, it looks really good. Like I would say like if you regenerate this, it might be worth it. Like you can regenerate this almost 3 times for the same price of the 4K. But let's take a look at the 4K one. Okay, especially at the slow motion, this looks really, really sharp. If this was like an upscaled 1080p version, then still I would say this has done a really good job. Like this is really, really good. I really like this. I would say if you have client work and they pay for your credits, this is definitely worth it. Then for test number 3, again, I put in the same reference image and then I had like multiple different shots. So let's take a look at 720p. Like the tortoise here just doesn't look as sharp as I was hoping to. If we take a look at 1080p, then this is what we got. Definitely looks a lot sharper. Even this close up. Lastly, we got 4K. Okay, yeah, if you look at the details, like let's take a look at them side by side just on this tortoise. The 4K looks incredible to me. Like if you put the reference image next to that, then you can see how good this 4K looks. Okay, let's play the video of the 4K again. In terms of the video here, I don't think the video was the best, like especially here with this zoom out, it's buffering again. But in terms of sharpness and detail, even on the man, like I would say this one is definitely the best. So if you're using Seedance 2 in 4K, then make sure that your image quality is of high quality. Use something like Sol 2 if you can get a good result with that. If you need to do some editing tweaking, you can still tweak it with GPT Image 2 or maybe even Nano Banana Pro. You could even upscale your image after that. And then just make sure before you generate anything that your input image is good quality. Then what you want to do is you want to go into something like Claude or ChatGPT and use a MD file to create your prompts. I would recommend using a structure like this. And I would recommend being very detailed in your prompting vocabulary. So for example, not smooth or nice lighting. Use a contour backlight, soft rim light, 180-degree shutter motion blur, 24 FPS. All of these are complicated words, and if you are not in this industry, then you have no idea what to say. But that's why we have AI, like use a bit of AI to help you with that. And it might look like a long, complicated ass prompt, but it will help you. Still, try and keep it simple where you can, but sometimes when it comes to describing your shot, it will help. So think like a director. Lastly, make sure you have enough money on your bank account because this one is expensive. I'm hoping for this price to go down a little bit. I'm not sure, but I'm definitely think if we have Seedance 2.5, that will be even more expensive. And strange thing is, I was always thinking that price will only go down, but as these generation will cost more compute and we cannot handle that, it's only gonna go up. So the only benefit of that is that it finally becomes commercial grade. Like this is finally being adopted by all of the film industries, by all of the studios, and they're gonna use this AI to make something cool. So if you want to be part of that, you gotta step up your game. I will leave a link to Cedense 4K in the description down below if you want to try it out yourself. Also, if you want to become a better filmmaker, then click the video that's on the screen right now, where I will walk you through all the different filmmaking techniques that will make you a better filmmaker.